Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's time to make my garden journals cover because I finally got my Kathy Holden Flea Market Fresh fabric in, and if you are interested in seeing all the different designs in that collection, I can link the previous video up here where I just did a quick I was going to say flip through. I just show all the different fabrics that come with the whole bundle. And if you see one that you like, I think you can, I'm almost positive you can just buy the single design or the single fabric, maybe on Etsy or any online fabric store. You just have to look through all of them because these pieces that I have fat quarters and they don't have the name of the which design it is, so you just have to go by look at the pictures and figure out what the different designs are. Okay, anyway, so I picked this one because it's flowery. I love florals and I think it will go with my garden journal, and because it has like a dark green background. I also have this with like a blue background and a beige and a purple background, but I like the green the best. And what I am going to do, so when you get like the fat quarters, they are all folded and there's lots of like the folds. It's really like they're very visible. So I just ironed this as best as I could, and I already put new folds in. So, but this is, I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least I got the majority of the folds out. So we don't have the folds in the middle of the cover. So the kind of cover I want to make is this. I've done a video on these before. They're 9 by 6 inches, 9 by 6, and you can sew in one signature. And I made 4 of them. I still have 2 in my Etsy shop if you're interested. Sorry, didn't mean to advertise. And these are just like pre-made journal covers, so you don't have to worry about it or like get all the supplies to make one, and you can just sew in your signature. So I want to make one of those for my garden journal, and this is like just the prototype, so you can see what it will look like. Okay, so what you need is fabric. I use 100% cotton fabric. And then I have a closed, it is 9 by 6 inches. So it's 9 by 12 inches when you open it. It's just like from a manila folder. I have a whole bunch of these that I got from like a stack from Goodwill for $1, and they're just folded in half. So I use them to make covers. I use them to cut out tags because they have the perfect height. Like if I put a tag this way, they have the perfect height. So I just use them for everything. And you can also certainly use the real manila folders. And Dollar Tree they're a little thinner if you get Dollar Tree ones, but I think it doesn't matter because with this one, they are really sturdy, but if you get like a Dollar Tree ones, it's a little less sturdy. I don't think it's a big deal. So you get like 8 or 10 for $1, which is a really good deal. And obviously I want to help you save money with all your crafts, because I know it can be very pricey to build your craft stash, especially for junk journals, because there's a bazillion things you can use for junk journaling, not just like when you stamp, or a card maker, you buy dies and stamps and ink pads, whatever. But for junk journals, everything goes. Fabric, jewelry making, paper stuff, books, like stamps, everything. So gets expensive. Okay, and then this will actually be a layer, like a sandwich. So this will be on the inside. And then between the fabric and this, I put a 9 by 12 piece, 9 by 12 piece of, it's just a cheap piece of craft felt, and it actually comes with 12 in the pack, and this was like, I think $2.97 at Walmart. So if you just want craft felt for covers and you're not even gonna see this, I would totally recommend buying it at Walmart because it's inexpensive in my opinion. I mean, $3 for 12. Can't really complain about that. And yeah, because some craft stores have like the fancy ones, and I bought some. They were like, I don't remember. They were like 80 cents or almost $1. Yeah, don't spend that much money on craft felt if you just hide it inside a journal sandwich. Okay, so outside, middle piece, inside, and then here you see I have used some of my my old Sears catalog as the inside cover, and then some lace. You can use any paper. You could, I have never used fabric in here. I usually cover it with paper, and you can also use scrapbook paper, I guess. What I want to use, I was going to use, because I have these two, these printed from a digital kit, the Cottage Garden or something. And I was gonna like put one of those in here, but then I realized I need like bigger than 8.5. Like I needed them to be bigger, but this is an 8.5 by 11 paper, so I couldn't really make any bigger copies because I don't have this paper in like a 12 by 12. My printer can print on 12 by 12, but I don't have any printer paper. So what I thought, I just picked, this is actually half of one of those, not of those papers, but there's like another picture here, but I just put it in InDesign. I just took this part and cut this off, and I put it, I think it's 5 3/4 by 8.5. So I have like a 1/4 inch border around these three sides. And then I just flip the whole thing like a mirror image, and then I can glue this in here and this in here. So this will be the inside of my cover. So we shall see if that's gonna work. I have no idea if this is the right size. Maybe I'll have to print them again. So, okay, so first things first. I usually first cut my fabric, and I have to figure out what part I want on the cover. So let's see. I really love these, but let's see. I also like, I don't know. Let's just put, I guess this will just be the front. And then you want to cut around it, but not too close. You want to make sure you have a lot of like a big border, a wide border, because you're then going to fold it in, and when you sew it, you don't want it to be like too short. Okay, so as usual, I don't have my fabric scissors here because I packed my Etsy orders upstairs. So I just use my Tim Holtz fabric scissors, Tim Holtz scissors, and they usually work on fabric as well. They're like mixed media, I guess. Yeah, works pretty well. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut this. And yes, with the fat quarters, you have pieces left, but I am still gonna use those. Like, I love these flowers. I'm either gonna cut them out, or I'm gonna take a whole part. Like, you can just cut. Mine's the frame, yes. Cut down like a strip of this, or I don't know. There are so many ways you can use this on tags and pockets and whatnot. So I'm not too concerned about waste. Okay, so I try to cut straight. All right, so I can probably trim it off a little more. What do I want to trim? I think I'm going to trim it up here, so I have like these flowers on the front. Maybe I can still, once I glue it on there, I can still trim it before I like fold it over and sew it. Okay, so this will go on this, and this on this, and then this. And now I'm also going to cut these guys and see if that's actually, oops, the right size. Let's use this. And I printed these on presentation paper because I get like nice colors. Yeah, we shall see. And I chose this because it looks like the designer made it so it looks like a book, like the cover, inside cover, or you see like the book. So I thought that looked nice. So I don't want to go all the way to the edge, but I think this should work. So here on this one, it actually went almost all the way to the edge and I sewed through the paper. But for this one, I might, let's see, maybe I will sew and then glue this on, and I'll sew pretty close to the edge so you can still see the stitching. I don't know yet. These things I'll just decide as I go. You don't have to have like a plan of the whole thing when you start. And I am going to make a video because I got a lot of questions about like, how do I start? I don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed. How can I get like just started? I think that's sometimes the most important, the most difficult part, just to get started, take the first step. So I think I'm going to go through or talk about that in a separate video, and maybe give you some ideas or tips, or tell you how I do it. It doesn't always work, but okay. And I think I'm going to distress the edge as well. Although you're not going to really see this because I'm going to put probably some lace in there and the spine or center. So I guess I don't have to do that. I'm just going to do this so I can cover up the white. Oh, I totally cut crooked here. Well, there. Okay, so this, like, I'm envisioning it like this. Oops. And then you can still see some of the fabric around here. So let's just lay down the whole sandwich and see how that would work. So you have the fabric, make sure it's not upside down. And then we have this. And I just put the felt in there so it's like a little, like, has like some little softness or something. It's just not just paper. Let me put this in there, and then at some point we're gonna fold this in. I mean, you can also trim this a little shorter, and then this as well. And then this is gonna be hard to do. Let's just pretend, and then it's gonna be like this. So you get the idea. Same with this. And there's different ways you can use do the corners. I can never figure out the best way because it never works the way I want it. But yeah, so that's my goal. That's my goal for the cover. And then in the middle I'm just gonna put like some lace or something. Like here, just so you don't see that middle. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my Craft Bond spray adhesive, which you can use for temporary or permanent bonds. And I go outside, and of course it's raining now. It didn't rain all day. Now it's raining when I have to go outside to spray it, but I can do it under the roof. Okay, what I do, I spray this, and then I glue it on here. And then I spray this and glue it on here. And then we have the sandwich. And then I come back and I trim this off a little bit, and then I glue these pieces in. However, I'm going to do the corners. I don't know yet. And then I'm not sure if I should sew first and then put the paper on, or if I should. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, because I have a lot of, like, I have a wide gap. So let's see. So maybe I'll just sew it really close to that. And I'm gonna do straight stitch, because here I did a zigzag stitch. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm gonna do a straight stitch. And then I'm also gonna put a book plate and some corners on there. Okay, so I will do all the gluing outside, because you want to do this in a well ventilated area, and then I'll be back, and then we can do the sewing. Alrighty, I am back. This is the front. It's gonna be like this. And this is the inside. So when you spray, I would make sure that you put a lot of glue here, also here, but since we're gonna sew, like if you're gonna sew it, then the edges will be fine. That's why I don't really care that this is not like 100% stuck on this, but you don't want this part to come up, like separate from the paper. So that's why I put a lot of glue in there too. Okay, and then I'm just gonna let it dry before I fold it, so I don't like shift any of the fabric. But now I can cut this a little bit shorter, so we don't have like this bulk of fabric in here. I'm listening to a bird out there. Interesting bird. Alrighty. Ah, stuck. And then, and obviously, if you don't want to buy any expensive fabric, you can always go to, for example, Joann Fabric. They have like this bin that's near the tables where they cut the fabric for you, and they put like the leftovers in there, because sometimes they have like half a yard left or 3/4 of a yard left, so they can't sell that as a yard anymore, so they just usually wrap it up, like roll it up and put a lower price on it. And that's where I find sometimes really cool fabrics. I got like upholstery fabric for my blue journal that I did a long time ago, and it was really inexpensive. So there's always good ways. There's always ways to find cheap fabric. Okay, so now I got some itchy on my foot, or something biting me. Now I gotta see. So you can either fold these corners in and then glue it like this, or you can do it, I guess, I don't know, this is gonna get too bulky, I feel. Or you can cut this off and then fold it in, but I don't like that, because if I cut too much off, then you can actually see, actually it doesn't matter, never mind. Ugh, I put these things on there, so it doesn't really matter. So I guess I can cut this off, because I was worried that you would see like this, but if you put corner protectors on there, obviously you're not gonna see anything. Duh, I forgot. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of trimming here and there, like this, because then when I do it this way, And this way I don't have like the super bulky corner here. Oops. And one more. Okay. Little scraps. I keep bigger scraps, but not the tiny little scraps because I gotta draw a line somewhere. Draw the line somewhere. Okay, so to glue this in here, you can either use your Fabri-Tac or I would say your art glitter glue, because we're gonna glue paper over it, so it's gonna be stuck in here anyway, and I'm gonna sew it, so it doesn't have to be like the super sticky stuff, but whatever you have, I would say. I know some people use art glitter glue for fabric as well, so yeah, if that works, you can try that. I am just gonna use this. And then you want to make sure that you pull this like in so it's really like tight or stretched and not like wrinkly. Then just hold it for a second. Okay. So today is Tuesday. And yesterday morning I woke up on Monday morning and I was already ready for the week to be over. Because I have so many meetings and appointments and things this week. Oh my gosh, I'm just tired of thinking about it. So yeah. I'm just glad I got my dentist appointment out of the way. I love my dentist and my dental hygienist. And I only see them every 6 months for the cleaning, but it's just, I don't know, just another long drive, because I drive 45 minutes to get there because my dentist is awesome. So when I lived in Augusta, I used to drive an hour to get there because it's worth it. Once you find a dentist that you love, it's worth the drive. And they're right on the ocean, so I can actually see the ocean from the dentist chair, which is nice. Alrighty. And one more. So I do have a few wrinkles here. Maybe I didn't do a great job at gluing, but that's fine. Nobody will notice. So yay, we got our cover. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to sew around it. With these ones, I've sewn around the front and around the back. I think with this one, let's see. Do I want to sew through here? I think I want to, but I have to mark where this fold's gonna be, because otherwise I can't really tell where I have to sew. So let's see. Let's take maybe a paper clip. Oops, losing all my stuff here. So now I'm just gonna put this. Put this right in the middle, I guess. Okay, so I know where, or actually I'm gonna, come on. I'm stuck. Ah! I'm gonna line this up with that fold. So now I know when I sew here that this is gonna be the folding edge here. And then I know I have to sew right along this. I have to put this on the other side. Pretty tricky. I just came up with this because I know I've sewed crooked before. Oh, wrong. I put it upside down. So maybe that'll help. That'll guide me. So I'm going to sew this first. And then I'm going to move these over a little bit. And then I sew the front. And I think I'm going to... Let's see. I'm going to see if I have a thread that matches one of these colors. If I don't, then I might just go with the beige. I don't know yet. So I'll go check and sew, and then I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Alrighty, I am back. So a little crooked. It's really difficult to sew straight when you have like nothing to align it to, but it doesn't matter. So this is the cover front. I'm going to put this on here, and that's the back. And then we're also going to put our corners on there. I think it looks really pretty. So I guess next I'm going to I'm going to glue these in here. Okay. So you can see the sewing. That's why I sewed pretty close to the edge, because I didn't want to sew over the paper. So I'm just going to glue this down. Since this will not be sewn on there, you want to make sure you use some good glue. So in here, I think I'm going to use my Scotch Create glue. And then for here, I'm probably going to use my art glitter glue, I would say, because it's not as, like, it doesn't soak the paper as much as my Fabrifix. So let's see if I can actually get some glue out of this. Okay. And I want to make sure that I glue it on there right side up. Okay. All right. So here goes nothing. Oh, we have glue. Yeah, so with this, because I'm not sewing the edge, you want to make sure that you have glue all the way to the edge. Oops. Ugh, really? Ah. Okay, I gotta move this because I keep smearing the glue on my cover. So this is like the part that goes on the fabric. And then I'm just gonna put some of this in the middle. Probably could have started with this and then put the other glue on top, but yeah, it is what it is. And then I'm just gonna put some more on there in case I don't have enough of my Scotch Create glue on there. You just want to make sure it sticks, no matter how you get to that. Okay, so let's see. So this one I'm going to line up all the way at the center. And then, wah, we are crooked. Oh gosh, don't be crooked, please. Okay. There we go. No, I was going to say it's upside down. It doesn't really matter because this doesn't have an up or an down. Okay, now let's do the other side. And I don't like that this is all like... that's actually why I wanted to do this. And I guess I didn't do it well enough. Okay. And this will go in here. Nice. I like it. Okay, so this time I'm going to start with this glue, and then I'm just going to fill in with the art glitter glue where the fabric will be. Are we still filming? We are. Okay, and then we can put this on here. Glad it's finally raining. It's been so dry. Even like when it rains, it doesn't rain enough. So I'll take all the rain we can get. It's also very relaxing. I love listening to the rain. I usually have the windows open so I can listen to it. Making a gluey mess. All right, so now I'll try to line up with this. Perfect. I'm just gonna make sure that this is all really stuck on there. And then we're gonna put the book plate on there and the corners, and I have to find some lace that I gotta put in there, and then we are done with the cover. Yay! Okay, need hoops this way. So front, you open this up and then close. Okay. Speaking of closing, let me close my glues real quick. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do these guys now. And I usually put a little bit of glue in there. And I need my, nope, not those pliers. Where are my pliers? Nope. Nope, of course, it's the last ones I picked. Nope. Ah. Yes, it's the last ones. These guys, because they're wide. And you want to be very careful so you don't like scratch or bend these too much. Okay, just a little bit of glue in here. Oh, yeah, and make sure you're doing it right and not inside out. And then we're going to fold this over. Okay, you gotta go. And then just gently bend it or close it. You don't want to like push too or squeeze too hard, because then you're gonna put a really weird dent in this thing. Okay, that should do it. And then you can just use like little scissors and trim these thingies off. Okay, number one done. And I can link these. These are my favorites to use. I obviously, like everything else, get those from Amazon. So I can link them if you're interested in them, because I have a hard time finding stuff like this in the store. Except for sometimes you can find the Tim Holtz ones, but they only come like 2, 4, 8, 12. I think 12 in a set, so you can do 3 books. But I like more, so these come in a big bag, and they're like pretty plain, so I think they go with almost any any theme of journal. Okay, so and these are also soft enough that you can actually push them down with your finger. Wow, I really like this. It's pretty. Okay, 2 more. I also have to mention, because I like back to the question I get asked often, like, how do you get started, or like, how do you get motivated? I know, for example, last week I didn't really have a lot of motivation, but one thing that motivates me the most is my videos for you guys, because I don't want to let you wait. And the fact that I have people that are interested in watching my videos and I can communicate with them in the comments, or they send me messages, that is such a motivator. I know sometimes we just can't help but, like, sometimes we're just not motivated or have no energy left. I mean, we're all busy, so oopsies. And I noticed, especially like in the summer or spring, people are more busy doing stuff outside, so like gardening and things. And then in the winter, when they're like stuck inside because of the snow, then they spend more time crafting. And same with me. I just, as you can tell, I don't have a video every single day. I try to do it as often as I can. It's just work. I think I wish I could just retire, because work's taking up all this time that I could be spending doing other things. But it is what it is. Okay, so yay! And by no means, I don't mean to complain. I am very blessed that I have such a good job, and I can, I most of the time enjoy my job. It's fun. Okay, and now we're gonna put this here on. So this little bend. This is, I think, an inch by 2.5 inches. So if you want to cut a little label, that's the size that I cut. And I usually cut it from a, let's see, from an index card that I have coffee dyed. If I can find one over here somewhere. Oh, yeah. So let's just use this one. Oh, look at this. Well, I'm not going to use that part, but I'm just going to use that. Okay, and then you can just... These ones are open on the top, so you can actually put the label in, or take it out, write on it, put it back in. Then I have also these ones, where you have to put the label in before you glue them down. That's why I don't... I mean, this is nice. I wish this was like this size. This is a little small, so I'm going to use these for smaller journals. But you actually have to put the label in before you glue this. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I just had to check on something, and I also cut this little piece. And then what I usually do, I just stress the edges so it looks old. Even though this is not really an old journal, I just like the style of this. Okay, looks old to me. So let's glue this thing on here. How do we want it? I never put it on the bottom. I don't think anyone puts it on the bottom. I think this could work. Where do I want to? I think I'm going to put it right over this. Okay, and then for this one, I use this glue because I think it says metal. No, it says wood. But it glues this, like it bonds this as well. Okay, so I just put this on the side. There we go. I want to make sure, oops, that you don't make a mess. And then you also want to make it straight. All right. Glue, glue, glue. Okay, I'm just gonna let this sit. And now I gotta find some lace that we can put on the inside. Oh gosh, let me move my pile of stuff. That's too thin. That's too white. These are the Amazon ones, but they're too white. Let's see. Oh, I like this. How about that? I think that's pretty. Let's see if I have any with flowers. Oh, this is nice too. This has flowers. I think it's the same one as this one. Yep, that's pretty. How about this one? I like both. Oh, now I don't know. I think this covers up more of what's underneath because you have like this gap here, where here, although I'm sewing the signature in, so I'm not really gonna see. No, I'm gonna go with this. I don't want to always do the same thing. I always want to do different things. So let's use this. And this is just some, I think this is good. Hobby Lobby. And I usually buy my ribbon or lace on Hobby Lobby when they have like the 50% off sale. Since we're trying to save money. Okay, let's cut this straight. Okay. And then cut this straight. Oh, am I going to line it up with the fabric? Yep. Kind of straight. Oops. Muy bien. Okay, so what I do, I try to eyeball it. First I want to put a whole bunch of glue in the middle, and then I try to see how far out I have to like. And with this lace, it's really good because you have like, it's like, you know where the center is, so you can line it up. Come on. There's some weird little black thing. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so let's see. Glue, 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 glue. That should do it. I tend to overglue. Okay, we are centered. Then we're just gonna go bloop, 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 bloop. I kind of don't want to get the glue on my fingers. Okay, so now we're just gonna let this dry before we fold it. And that is our journal cover. Ta-da! And then, let me find my signature. Ooh, what did I do with it? Here we go. Oh, I didn't even put it all together yet, but this will live in here. And these are all 8.5 by 5.5, so they should fit because this is 6 by 9. So I guess the next video we can figure out how we're gonna sort, or in what order we're gonna put the papers, and then either we're gonna decorate some of the embellish some of the pages first and then we sew it in, or we sew it in and then we start working on this. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. It's probably gonna be a long video, but I figured, even though I've done this before, I thought maybe this is helpful to just go over it again. If not, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I really like this paper, so I'm glad this actually worked out. Awesome. Oh yeah, and I used like a greenish Tim Holtz thread that I had laying around. And I happened to have a bobbin that was almost empty, so I just used it, filled the bobbin, and then I have the same color on both sides. And I might use that same color to sew some of my tags. I don't know yet. Maybe I'm gonna use brown or green, who knows. Okay, it's both garden colors. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and like my video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.